If you're over 60, here's something you've probably never heard before. Much of the fatigue, fading desire, morning weakness, and even the drop in confidence you feel might not just be a consequence of age. It could be your diet, specifically the fruits you're missing. Yes, fruits. Because hidden in the produce aisle are 3 natural products that can quietly boost your energy, revive your performance, and bring back your vitality. No pills, no embarrassment, and no waiting for months. I am Dr. Laura, a men's health expert with over 30 years of experience helping men like you restore their strength, stamina, and zest for life. And what I'm about to tell you might shock you, because it's not about testosterone injections or prescription drugs. It's about fuel. Real delicious fuel that your body knows and loves. Most men believe that decline is inevitable. But what if I told you there's a red fruit that fills your arteries with fresh blood, a green one that gently restores testosterone, and a sweet yellow one that fuels your energy at the cellular level? This isn't theory. It's proven nutritional therapy based on clinical studies and confirmed by real stories. And today, I'll show you exactly how to use these 3 simple fruits to transform how you feel, physically, emotionally, and intimately. Stay with me. What you learn next might just change your perspective on aging. Before we begin, if you care about staying strong, energetic, and confident after 60, subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a health tip designed specifically for you. And if you find this video helpful, type a 1 in the comments. If not, type a 0 and let me know what you'd like to see next. I am here to serve you. So let's start with the first fruit, and it might surprise you. It's not a trendy supplement or some exotic superfood from across the globe. It's a fruit that scientists have been quietly studying for its powerful ability to restore circulation, support the prostate, and bring back firmness where it matters. Let's talk about the pomegranate and why every man over 60 should make it a daily habit. 1. Pomegranate, the circulation supercharger. I'll never forget the look on George's face. He was 72, sitting quietly in my office, and he said what I've heard from too many men. "Doc, I'm just not who I used to be." His energy had dropped, his confidence was gone, and his intimate life had become a distant memory. But the most striking thing wasn't just what he said, it was what he didn't know. George didn't realize that his biggest problem wasn't age. It was blood flow, and it turned out that one of the most powerful ways to restore it is something you can find in the produce section, the pomegranate. This ancient fruit, long considered a symbol of vitality in cultures around the world, is now backed by modern science for its effects on aging arteries. Pomegranate is rich in polyphenols, compounds that act like fuel for your blood vessels. They help widen your arteries, improve circulation, and increase nitric oxide levels. The last one is key. Nitric oxide is the very molecule responsible for relaxing blood vessels and allowing blood to flow freely, especially in the areas where older men need it most. It's remarkable how quickly it works. In one clinical study, older men who drank pomegranate juice daily experienced noticeable improvements in the strength and duration of their erections within just 2 weeks. 2 weeks. No side effects, no prescriptions, just a natural restoration of blood flow from a single fruit. But the benefits don't stop there. Pomegranate also helps to calm inflammation, reduce oxidative stress, and protect the prostate. 3 issues that slowly undermine men's health over time. For men who suffer from nighttime trips to the bathroom or feel the slow pressure of an enlarged prostate, pomegranate offers gentle, natural support. And the taste is refreshing, slightly tart, and deeply satisfying, especially when you know what it's doing for your body. George followed my advice. Just 6 ounces of pure, unsweetened pomegranate juice every morning. That's it. 2 weeks later, he came back to my office. Same man, different energy. His posture had changed. He smiled more. He even joked that his wife had started looking at him differently again. It wasn't magic, it was biology, awakened by fruit. Pomegranate is easy to overlook because it's not flashy. It doesn't promise quick fixes, or make loud claims on a bottle. But that's why it works. It supports your body where it needs it most. Your blood vessels, your heart, your prostate, and yes, your performance. So if you're feeling more sluggish in the mornings, if intimacy seems more like a memory than a reality, I urge you, don't reach for the pills first. Reach for a pomegranate. Nature gave us this fruit for a reason. It's designed for strength, for endurance, and for restoration. And as powerful as this fruit is, it's only the beginning, because next, I'll talk about a green fruit that helps older men naturally boost testosterone without injections, gels, or expensive clinics. And most men have ignored it their whole lives. 2. Avocado, the testosterone booster. I still remember the quiet frustration in Harold's voice as he leaned in and said, "I just don't feel like a man anymore." He was 68, in good shape for his age, retired, and doing all the right things. But something had changed. His desire was gone, not just in the bedroom, but in life. He felt slower, softer, invisible. What Harold didn't know, and what many men don't realize, is that it's not just a matter of age, it's about testosterone. Now, testosterone isn't just a number or a hormone, it's a feeling. It's the fire in your belly when you wake up ready to take on the day. It's the confidence in your voice, the strength in your grip, and yes, the passion that fuels intimacy and purpose. And the problem is, after 60, most men's levels are low. But there's a natural way to nourish your hormones again. And it doesn't come from a vial or a patch. It comes from a fruit you've probably walked past in the grocery store 1,000 times. The avocado. This creamy green fruit holds the key to naturally reviving your testosterone. It's rich in monounsaturated fats, the good kind your body needs to produce healthy levels of testosterone. It's also rich in magnesium and zinc, two minerals essential for balancing male hormones. And perhaps most importantly, it's packed with vitamin B6, which helps lower cortisol levels, the stress hormone that quietly suppresses testosterone production. Over time, when Harold started eating just half an avocado a day, with his eggs in the morning, or sliced into a salad, something shifted. Within a week his energy was up. He said he felt more present, more grounded, more alive. His mood improved, his sleep deepened, and that fire he thought was lost forever began to flicker again. We live in a world that sells quick fixes for male decline, injections, pills, synthetic gels. But the truth is, your body was never broken, it just needed the right fuel. Avocados provide that fuel in its most natural form. They're also rich in potassium, which helps regulate blood pressure and supports heart health, a critical piece of the performance puzzle. One of the things I love most about avocados is how simple they are. No special preparation, no complicated plan, just half a fruit a day can make a meaningful difference in your biology. And when you combine that with other small changes, like better sleep, a little movement, and deep breathing, you create a hormonal environment that works with you, not against you. It's not just about getting your testosterone back, it's about getting you back, the man who walks with his head held high, sparks clearly, and lives with purpose. Testosterone isn't about youth, it's about vitality. And avocados are one of the most underrated tools we have to bring it back naturally and powerfully. Harold isn't alone. I've seen dozens of men turn a corner in their energy and confidence just by adding this one fruit to their daily rhythm. It's not flashy, but it works. And when your hormones start to align, everything changes. Your metabolism, your sleep, your mood, your connection with your partner. But while testosterone is the engine, it still needs a spark to ignite. And that spark often comes from energy. Deep cellular energy that keeps you moving, thinking, and performing like you used to. And that's what the next fruit provides. It's sweet, it's simple, and it fuels your body in a way no supplement can. Let's talk about the most underrated energy fruit every man over 60 should be eating, and why you might already have it in your kitchen. 3. The banana. Energy igniter and artery protector. A few years ago I worked with a man named Walter. He was 73. He was a former school principal, a proud father of 3, and a man who had always prided himself on staying active. But when he came to my office, he was out of sorts. His words were steady, but his shoulders slumped. He said, "Doc, I feel tired all the time, not just in my body, but in my mind, in my spirit. I wake up already exhausted." It wasn't sadness, it was depletion. He had lost his edge. I asked him a simple question. "When was the last time you felt truly energized after breakfast?" He looked at me, puzzled. "I skip breakfast most mornings," he said. And that was the clue. Because the body, especially after 60, doesn't just wake up on its own. It needs support. It needs fuel that speaks the language of your heart, your blood vessels, and your brain. And that's the secret of the humble banana. Most men see it as a common staple, but I see it as a foundation. Bananas are rich in potassium, magnesium, and vitamin B, nutrients that do much more than just prevent cramps. They work quietly, relaxing your blood vessels, protecting your arteries, and providing the body with the minerals it needs to produce energy where it matters most, at the cellular level. When Walter started his day with a banana, a little nut butter, and a glass of water, he felt a change in just a few days. He told me, "I didn't just have more energy, I felt more confident, like I wasn't running out of steam by mid-morning." That's because bananas support your body's natural rhythms. They help regulate blood sugar, ease stress with tryptophan, which boosts serotonin and nourish your muscles, heart, and even your brain. And when energy is stable, everything becomes easier. Walking, thinking, focusing, and yes, performing in the moments that matter. Bananas also support the cardiovascular system, which plays a huge role in the performance of older men. Weak circulation means weak function, and potassium, the star nutrient in bananas, is a natural defender of artery health. It keeps blood pressure in check and ensures blood moves freely through the body, including to those areas that may have been struggling in recent years. The beauty of this fruit is its simplicity. No prep, no recipes, no uncertainty. It's easy to grab, it's easy to digest, and it delivers results without any complicated plans. I tell my patients, if you want stable energy, start with stable habits, and a banana a day is one of the best. It's amazing how something so ordinary can deliver such extraordinary benefits. Walter didn't change his whole life. He just added a banana every morning, and 2 weeks later, his wife called to thank me, not just for the banana, but for giving her back a version of her husband she hadn't seen in years. Energy is the foundation. Without it, nothing else works, and when you rebuild it, one step at a time, you start to feel your body coming back online. But what happens when you take these 3 fruits, pomegranate, avocado, and banana, and eat them together, day after day, in a rhythm your body understands? That's where the real transformation begins. And in the next section, I'll show you exactly how these fruits work together to unlock the strength, confidence, and performance you may have thought were gone for good. 4. Why these 3 fruits work better together. Something powerful happens when you stop treating your body like it's broken and start feeding it like it's recovering. I've seen it time and time again with men in their 60s, 70s, and beyond. They come in tired, distracted, frustrated, convinced they've crossed some invisible line from which there's no return. And then something shifts. They start with one small change, a fruit here, a better breakfast there, and suddenly that spark they thought was lost reignites. But here's the truth most people miss. It's not the individual fruits that make the difference. It's what happens when you eat them together, consistently, daily, and with purpose. Pomegranate, avocado, and banana may seem like simple foods, but each one fills a critical niche in the male body as it ages. Pomegranate floods your arteries with circulation, reviving blood flow and protecting the prostate. Avocado nourishes your hormones, giving testosterone a chance to rise naturally without stress or synthetic help. Banana fuels your cells with clean, stable energy, stabilizing your mood, improving focus, and supporting the strength of your heart. Together, they form a triangle of support: circulation, hormones, and energy. They all reinforce each other in a way no single supplement ever could. One of my longtime patients, Richard, 69, said it best. I didn't just feel better, I felt like my body remembered what it was made for. And that's the essence of it. These fruits don't add anything foreign. They unlock something familiar, something your body was designed for all along, but lost access to due to bad habits, processed foods, or simply not knowing what it truly needed. You don't need fancy powders or expensive miracle cures. You need the building blocks that nature has already created. Whole foods with specific nutrients that your body craves more than ever after 60. When you combine these three foods in a simple daily rhythm, you create a quiet storm of healing: stronger circulation, more stable testosterone, smoother digestion, better sleep, and yes, a real return of confidence in the bedroom. It's not about becoming young again. It's about becoming the strongest version of yourself right now. Because strength isn't an age, it's an alignment. When your hormonal balance and energy come into alignment, your body knows what to do. It starts working for you again. You wake up with purpose. You stand taller. You feel more engaged with your partner, your hobbies, your life. I've guided countless men through this exact process. No gimmicks, no pressure, just food as medicine. And what always amazes me is how quickly the body responds when you give it what it's been quietly asking for. But perhaps the most powerful part of all this is this: it's never too late. Whether you're 60, 70, or even 85, when you start nourishing your body correctly, you start reversing the damage, and it begins with something as small and as powerful as a fruit. Now, if you've made it this far, you're not just curious. You're committed, and in the final part of this video, I'm going to give you a clear, simple plan to put everything we've talked about into action, starting tomorrow morning. Trust me, you won't want to miss it. Conclusion: reclaiming strength, energy, and vitality after 60. I've been a men's health doctor for over 3 decades, and if I've learned anything, it's this: aging doesn't break a man. Giving up does. Too many good men believe the lie that after a certain age, the best days are behind them. They accept fatigue, a weakening morning, a slower mind, a loss of desire, as if it's just part of the process. But what I've seen time and time again is that the body is always ready to heal, always ready to respond, if we just give it the right support. We started with pomegranate, the circulation fruit. Because without blood flow, nothing else works. It doesn't matter how strong your desire is. If the arteries are stiff and the vessels are weak, performance suffers. But with a daily dose of pomegranate, those pathways start to open again. And men often tell me they feel a return of vitality they thought they'd lost forever. Then came the avocado, the quiet giant. It doesn't shout, but it works behind the scenes, supporting testosterone, reducing stress, and bringing back that foundational, steady strength that makes you feel like yourself again. For many men, this internal shift, the return of hormonal balance, is the beginning of everything else falling into place. And then there's the banana, sweet, familiar, and often overlooked. Yet it fuels the heart, the muscles, and the brain. It gives men clean, sustained energy that helps them get through the day. Not just physically, but emotionally. Because when your energy is strong, you show up better at work, in your relationships, and for yourself. Together, these 3 fruits create a foundation that I believe every man over 60 deserves. You don't need to chase youth, you need to reclaim vitality, and that starts with how you nourish yourself. Not just with food, but with belief. You need to believe that strength is still possible, that connection is still possible, that change is still possible. I've walked this path with hundreds of men, some in their 60s, others in their 80s, and I've seen firsthand what happens when they commit to small, daily actions. Not only does their energy return, but so does their spirit, their posture changes, the tone of their voice rises, their partners notice, their confidence is restored, not by a miracle, but by a simple truth. Your body wants to work for you, it just needs your help. So if anything in this message resonated with you, I hope you take it to heart. Not someday, but now. Choose foods that fuel your strength. Choose habits that restore your energy. Choose to live like the man you still are. Because this isn't the end. It's just a fresh start, and you're the one holding the pen, ready to write what comes next. If this video made an impact on you, and you want to receive real, no-compromise health advice specifically designed for men like you, consider making a small donation. It will allow us to keep this channel ad-free, completely independent, and 100% focused on giving you the honest truth you need. Any help is important. The donation link is below. Thank you for being part of this journey.